On the menu today, steak and kidney pie with the French steak sauce. As a young chef, I lived in London for about 8 years, and one of my favorite pub meal was a steak and kidney pie. And I'm gonna show you to make one today with the French steak. So for the steak and kidney pie, I've got some chuck beef here. I've got some beautiful kidneys. Now, if you don't like to put kidneys in your pie, you don't have to. I love it, so I'm gonna do it. Now I've got a couple of vegetables, a bit of red wine, a bit of stock. All right, let's get on with it. So I've got my chuck beef here, which I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil and add some salt and pepper. All right, okay, I've got a hot pan on the stove, and I'm gonna cook the beef in batches because I don't want the beef to boil together. I want it to sear it and get a nice caramelization on each side of those cubes. So now let's talk about kidneys. Not everyone is a fan of offals. I absolutely love offals. Those are beautiful kidneys from your butcher. All I'm gonna have to do is cut them in smaller pieces than my beef and fry them later on as well. See, that's exactly what I want. Beautiful caramelization there. It's gonna give you flavor, but it's gonna give you a good color at the end in the sauce as well. So in batches, as I say, so take this one out. And then you see that beautiful caramelization in there, that is perfect result. So all my beef has been caramelized, a little drizzle of olive oil, and now I'm just gonna fry my kidneys that have been chopped in small pieces just for 30 seconds, maybe a minute at max, and that's it. I don't wanna overcook it now because it's gonna be cooking together in the sauce as well. Woo-hoo! Haircut, free haircut. So beef is done, kidneys done, all well seasoned, caramelized. Now let's get on with the vegetable. Again, a little bit of olive oil. I've got carrot, celery, onion, garlic and thyme, and I'm gonna cook this for a couple of minutes too. And of course, butter. So you know those little caramelized bits at the bottom of the pan that existed when I started frying the meat, and I said, this is gonna be amazing? Well, come closer, I'm gonna show you something. All those bits at the bottom have completely disappeared. Not disappeared in the air, but it's all mixed up with the beautiful vegetables, which then is an extra layer of flavor. So obviously when you do a stew, you need a little bit of thickening agent. So we're gonna add a little bit of flour to the vegetables and then cook it for about 30 seconds so you don't have that rawness of the flour. And to this then, I'm gonna add a little bit of red wine for acidity, but not too much because we've got a lot of red wine in that sauce too. So bit of red wine, give it a mix, and a little boil, and then the stock. Chicken stock, beef stock, doesn't bother me. So the question is which stock do you use, beef or chicken? I think chicken is great to use for everything really. It's got a great flavor, but it's kind of mild flavor, so you can just use it for, I sometimes even use it for fish. Now, beef stock is great, but beef stock is great if you do it yourself because I like the beef stock when you roast your bones in the ovens before you do the stock. You get much more flavor. But what you buy in the supermarket so far, those bones haven't been roasted, they've just been boiled into vegetables and water. So that's why I usually use chicken stock instead. So now, you need good wine and good stock to make a good stew. But in this recipe, you can have cheap wine and cheap stock because you've got a great sauce, and that's where the flavor comes through. That is the little magic pocket that's gonna make this stew absolutely delicious. So now you're halfway there. Not with time, but with the method of the recipe. That's pretty much all done. All I've got to do is put the lid on in the oven for a couple of hours, and then we're gonna do a potato top instead of pastry. but not a mashed top, but sliced potato with butter, parmesan, salt and pepper, all laid up on the top of it, back in the oven, crispy, delicious. Let's get on with it. So you don't want the potatoes to be too thick or too thin. So how about that? So you can see through, but not too thin. And I'm going to put them in a bowl, put some salt, pepper, some beautiful melted butter, parmesan, and let's get on with it. So do not wash your potato because there's a little bit of starch, and that's going to help the butter and the starch together to stick and make a beautiful little cake over the top. So butter, just put a little bit of butter. I don't want to add too much, okay? Like this, a little bit of parmesan, like that. And that parmesan is going to also help to stick the potatoes together by bringing a beautiful saltiness to the dish. Salt, pepper. And mix it all up with clean hands, and then we're gonna lay it up over the beef when it's cooked. So I do believe that the beef may be ready. It's been in the oven for a couple of hours now. It's smelling good. So I'm gonna get it out here. All right, let's get this. Woo, yes, baby. Oh, that smells absolutely delicious. And now we're gonna lay the potatoes on this dish. Now, I've got an oval dish, so I'm going to go around overlapping the potatoes slightly. If you've got a square dish or rectangular dish, you can go up and down or side to side, up to you. But as long as you overlay the potatoes and just go around and around and around until you finish all over the potatoes. So into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's beautiful caramelized on top at 200 degrees. It's been 20 minutes, my friends. Are you ready to see the result of this beautiful, delicious beef and kidney pie of mine? Oh yeah! Oh, bubbly deliciousness, smelling amazing, little crispy potatoes on top. I bet you it's going to be absolutely delicious as everything that I do. And what I'd like to say to you today, right now, is bon appétit.